Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be covering LurganRocket's run through the EU Continental Wildcard tournament. So in round 1, LurganRockets here playing Marvinus Beat. Rocket's team consists of Azu, Skuntank, Bronzong, Toxic Croak, Frostlass and Lola Muck. And he gets Frostlass into Clefairy lead, or Clefable, apologies. So farming up just a little bit over the Avalanche. Throw the Avalanche here. Again, both of these are good stab options with Frostlass. You get to Avalanche quicker and it's a little bit more optimal just in case the Clefable does shield, which it does on the second one. And down goes Frostlass, and then Toxic Croak comes in to eat Runeblast, or Meteor Mash, okay. And then one counter, and down goes Clefable. So in comes Quillfish. Quillfish poison type thing means it's not going to like this Mud Bomb. Toxic Croak, yeah, lets it go through, and then swaps into Bronzong to try and confusion it down before it gets the Aqua Jet or Aqua Tail off. Apologies. The Aqua Tail gets through. And then it's a Bomb of Snow. And Razor Leaf a Bomb of Snow at that. And just farm up a little bit. Once you're almost at the double size shock, just throw the first one. One confusion to the second one. You grab the shield, one confusion extra, you get the second size shock. That'll do a lot of damage, and we'll finish off the Bomb of Snow. So, moving into game 2, it's Bronzong into a Bomb of Snow lead. So the close of the last game is the open of this. And swap into Skuntank this time, and that's met with Noctowl. So going for the Sludge Bomb here. Off of the Skuntank, gets the first shield from Noctowl. Skuntank can kind of take one sky attack decently well, but again, LurganRocket here preserving his shields. Noctowl lets through the second Sludge Bomb and is basically in good farm range for either Frostlass or Bronzong, and both of them, whichever one would come in, would have to shield with Nightshade and just farm down. So Frostlass with all this energy, even shields. While Water Gun is going to be hitting hard from Quillfish, Frostlass is definitely in the advantageous position here. Gets the Shadow Ball through for his opponent, trying to call the bait, not working. Again, Aqua Tail, probably running an Aqua Tail Fell Stinger set. Neither are going to do much damage. And then Bronzong comes in to clean up on the Quillfish and can just start throwing charge moves at this Bomb of Snow. So use the shield here, and then that'll be a Psy Shock to finish off the Bomb of Snow. So moving into game 3, it's Bronzong lead into Toxic Croak, which is a perfect lead. 2, 3, gets the fourth confusion through, so Toxic Croak is going to faint here. After throwing the Mud Bomb, the confusion had already gone through. So in comes Quillfish. At this point you can just go for the Psy Shock and get one or two more confusions off, and double poison into Bronzong lead isn't ideal. So at this point, in can come Skuntank and use the shields available. In comes Munchlax. Skuntank decides that it wants to stay in and throw a charge move off. Goes for the Sludge Bomb here. Munchlax lets it through. This will probably be a Body Slam, which it is. Skuntank can take one of those. This will definitely be a second Body Slam. Won't be able to take it, but decide to shield to get the crunch off. Too much energy there really to let that Skuntank go down. Munchlax is left go, and then in comes Quillfish, who will just Water Gun down Skuntank. Frostlass in this position isn't ideal, especially with Powder Snow being resisted and Quillfish having a lot of energy built up. Aqua Tail pretty much does the job. Yeah. So moving into round 2, Nespetan is the opponent. So it's an Azu lead into Frostlass, and Skuntank is a quick swap in from his opponent. So in comes Toxicroak to farm up. Crunch and Sludge Bomb will both be resisted. Sludge Bomb it is. And again, just counters chipping away at Skuntank. Decide to throw the Mud Bomb here, just to remove it from the field of play. So in comes Frostlass. Again, Mud Bomb is going to do a good chunk, just because Frostlass isn't exactly the most bulky of Pokemon. That's really all, it's neutral hitting, but it's hard hitting. So Frostlass now with a lot of energy built up. So as you can come back in, at this range you can comfortably tank one Shadow Ball, but LurganRocket decides to shield here. Trying to catch the second Shadow Ball with Skuntank. Doesn't quite work out, doesn't get the swap off in time, and then both players swap at the same time into their Dark Poisons. So this isn't an ideal situation to be in. Down a shield with Pokemon that are up. It's a tough situation to try to get back from. Let's see, Sludge Wave is going to hit hard. Skuntank going for the Crunch here. Again, it's just the cheapest option when you're down shields. You just need to try to get as much damage off as you can and use as little energy in your charge moves as possible. Keep baiting the Dark Pulse. You should. Second Dark Pulse gets through before the Crunch. That's why Muck is a slightly better Dark Poison than Skuntank. So as his Play Rough gets shielded and just can't farm down the Amok. One more bubble and it changes the whole outcome of this match, and Sludge Wave finishes it off. So moving into game 2, and it's Frostlass into Skuntank lead. It's positive for Frostlass from even energy, even shields. So Rocket here goes for the Avalanche, and Skuntank lets it through. So bails out into Skuntank, just leaving a little bit of energy on the Frostlass to eat, whether this be a Crunch or Sludge Bomb. And swap out into his own Frostlass. So swapping a Frostlass into a Skuntank with roughly a Crunch worth of energy in even shields isn't an ideal scenario, especially when Skuntank has enough health to get to the 3 Crunches. So we should probably see 2 shield encounter come out here. So we'll see here now. This is the second Crunch. This should get the second shield off Frostlass. It does. Frostlass gets to the Avalanche right as Skuntank gets to the Crunch, so decide to hold on to the shield. So Frostlass is coming into the mirror. So you put up the shield the Shadow Ball, and in comes Skuntank. The game is lagging out. In comes Frostlass. Frostlass is going to eat this Shadow Ball, and we'll see what the third mon in the back is. And it's Ronzong. And Frostlass will win the race to the Shadow Ball. Gets it off. And with a full health lull and Muck in the back, that will be a GG's on game 2. And moving into game 3, it's an Azu lead into Frostlass. And trying to time the swap out. Not quite getting it, but deciding to lead this move through. Again, Azu can eat a Shadow Ball from full, and then in comes the opposing Azu, and is met with a Alolan Muck. And Alolan Muck is running Sludge Wave rather than Gunk Shot, so it's going to do little. It's not going to be a one-shot poison move. It's still going to do a lot of damage to Zumarill. So going for the Sludge Wave out the gate, gets the shield, gets to the second Sludge Wave before Azu can get to the second Hydro Pump. This one is let through. Again, if that's a gunk shot, you one shot. Sludge wave, it's less energy, less damage. It's very much depending whether you want to run nukes or not. So Azu can bubble down, but then Frostlass can come in and powder snow down. Leave through this play rough. It's going to tickle, but it's better to keep the shield. Swap back in Azu to meet the Amok and chuck play rough. And it just bubbles versus snarls, gets to the second play rough before Muck throws a move. Grabs the shield. Still being up the shield definitely helps here. You can play the mind games. He lets through a sludge wave. That's okay. You have Frostlass in the back here. A bit of energy stored up. So you can throw the avalanche to KO the Muck. You can powder snow the Azumarill down. And then Frostlass in the back can be one shot by Shadow Ball. So that's what happens. You guys Frostlass with a bit of energy can just sweep. So moving into round 3, LurganRocket is facing Epic Snail, who's running Wobbuffet, Kanto Muck, Weavile, and Venomoth. Very spicy team. So you have Weavile into Skuntank lead, and the Avalanche from Weavile does a chunk of damage onto Skuntank. And Crunchback gets shielded. Again, Weavile is very glassy. Azu comes in probably to eat the second avalanche, I'd imagine. Ooh, full play. Okay, even better. Doesn't do a lot of damage. So in comes Venomoth into this Azu. And Azu is going straight Hydro Pump here. And almost one shot to Venomoth. And it's nice to get a couple of bubbles at the end just to get a little bit of energy for the incoming Wobbuffet. So Azu is going for the play rough here into Wobbuffet. Again, this Wobbuffet not doing a lot of damage to Azu, so you can only imagine, you can presume it's a counter variant rather than the charm variant. Return would hit like a truck, so the shield is worth it. And then in comes Alolan Muck. You can throw the Dark Pulse on the incoming Weavile here. And then back in comes Wobbuffet again, and Muck gets to another Dark Pulse. And this is the thing with Snarl on Alolan Muck, it can just get to moves very, very quickly. And no shield from the Muck, and it's a Mirror Coat bait, and that pretty much is GG's at that point. Getting the fail bait on Wobbuffet, and shielded down. Dark Pulse comes through to finish up game 1. So going into game 2 is Skuntank into Wigglytuff. So charms are still going to be chunked in because it's doing neutral damage. Skuntank, poison jabs are going to be doing super effective in return to Wiggly. But again, just because charm is such a strong move, that definitely helps. I mean, Wiggly wins this in the 1-0. I think. Well, Skuntank just wins this in the 1-0 for Wiggly. Poison jabs just doing enough damage. So in comes Munchlax to lick Skuntank down. And that's followed with Azu swap in. And no shield here on the first body slam. And Azu is charging up. He's just had a play rough. And his second body slam going to come out from Munchlax here. And then goes for the Hydro Pump after building up 2 bubbles, maybe 3 bubbles over it. Munchlax lets it through. And at this point, Azu can shield here and bubble down, or take this and leave a Muck farm down. So both players swap out, and it's a Muck into the Venomoth. Muck with a shield advantage. It definitely will help here. Confusion's going to chunk away. Muck's going to get to moves at a fast rate. So shield goes up for the Poison Fang. And then Muck throws the Dark Pulse. It's going to do a nice chunk of damage to Venomoth, and you could probably snarl down here. Put up a second shield just in case there's anything that isn't Poison Fang. And then Azu can come in, get licked down, and then Muck throws the Dark Pulse to take the game. So moving into the next game, and you have Skuntank lead into Kanto Muck. Kanto Muck runs Thunder Punch, I think. That was kind of its main bait move. I think it also gets Dark Pulse. We'll see here now what it throws. So it throws the Thunder Punch. Again, Skuntank is definitely in a positive matchup here with neither trainer shield. You can eat this Thunder Punch and throw a Crunch. And that Crunch gets shielded, and then it swaps into Azu, and Azu is met with a swap in by Venomoth. So this time charges up to the Hydro Pump and throws the Play Rough. The Hydro Pump was let through in the last game. This time the Play Rough gets shielded. A little bit of mind games there. This is probably a Poison Fang from Venomoth. Left through, does a good chunk on Azu, but again, as Poison move on a Fairy Man, doesn't do as much damage as it probably should. Maybe it's just Azu's that tanky. Left through the second Poison Fang, just to bring in one of his Dark Poisons to clean up here. And that being Muck. So 2 Dark Poisons and 2 shields versus 3 Mons. Let's see who comes out on top. Bug Buzz is going to hit hard. Maybe that was the time to use a shield. And the Dark Pulse here will finish Venomoth off. So back in comes Kanto Muck. And we can use a shield here. Shield the Thunder Punch. And then in comes Munchlax, and you can get licked down before you can throw the Sludge Wave. And then you get licked down as well. But either way, it's a win for the set. And moving on to the next round against Vlad. It's a Frostlass into Munchlax lead. And Frostlass just getting to the avalanches at a very quick rate. Swapping out into Skuntank. To just keep chipping away at this Munchlax. I'm going to throw up the shield to shield the Bulldoze. And keep Poison Jab, just Poison Jab down the stage. Throw a Crunch. Get the shield. And you can Poison Jab down. There's no point shielding this one. Yeah, even if it is a Bulldoze, you'll survive and you'll be able to Poison Jab down. So just hit Sludge Bomb the second you can. In comes Hypno. So Crunch would have been the better option here, but doesn't really matter. At this point, you have 2 Pokemon with positive matchups in different shield conditions. So presume this is a punch. Yeah, Thunder Punch it is. And it's getting ready possibly to sack Frostlass, gets the double Dark Pulse and throw the first one, hit the Frostlass. So nice swap from his opponent. Swaps on his own Frostlass and has the energy advantage and can get to the avalanche on time. And then back in comes Hypno. And there's no need to shield here. Muck has a Dark Pulse ready in the back. Thunder Punch doesn't even KO. Avalanche here will grab the last shield. And Hypno will be able to Confusion down. And then Muck comes in with a Dark Pulse ready to go and a shield in his back pocket to take the game. Moving into the second game of this set, and it's again Frostlass lead into Munchlax. So it's playing out similar to game 1. Frostlass throws the avalanche. Munchlax was probably expecting to swap out to Skuntank. Very, very similar. Shield goes up, this time it's a Body Slam. This is definitely a Body Slam, so there's no point shielding this one. comes Frostlass into Skuntank with energy. At this point, you put up your shields, go down 2 shields to none, but you're at a double crunch. So throws both crunches. And the first one is let through. No shield. Interesting. So in comes Toxicroak. The first crunch, or the second crunch, gets thrown through. And Frostlass can come in and get to Avalanche before Toxicroak can get to a move. Or before Toxicroak throws a move. So now both shields are gone. Back in comes Munchlax, but Frostlass has already had an Avalanche. So that'll take out Munchlax. And back in comes Toxicroak. Presuming the Mud Ball here just to finish off. Now you have Toxicroak versus 2 Dark Poisons. So this may not end well. Mud Bomb does a lot of damage. Getting ready to try and sack. But chucks the Sludge Wave here. And takes the Toxicroak. So moving into game 3. And it's Frostlass lead into Alolan Muck. So Frostlass will throw the Avalanche before Muck throws a move. Grabs the shield and swap out into Skuntank to eat the Dark Pulse. What's the Sludge Wave? Okay. And then swapped into Frostlass from his opponent. So up goes the shield to block the Avalanche. And then build to the double crunch and throw. First one gets the first shield, and the second one should get the second shield. Oh, there was only one shield. Okay, so it KOs Frostlass. So Skuntank now versus Muck. Muck should get the Dark Pulse before Crunch, but decides to just farm down, I'd say. And just a nice bit of chip then from the Skuntank onto Muck on its way down. But Muck has heaps of energy. So the only safe option is to bring in your own Muck. Eat the Sludge Wave. And then get ready. At this point, nothing will KO Muck from where it is. So you can both swap out, and it's Frostlass into Toxicroak. So with one shield, might as well leave it here. The Avalanche is going to deal a lot of damage to Toxicroak. Frostlass is definitely a hard hitter. Powder Snow is enough to KO, and then you're able to get Muck down with an Avalanche before a charge move comes off. So moving into round 5 against Bertie Pro. So Frostlass into Muck lead. Swaps out into Skuntank to try catch the move. So here's Skuntank just throwing crunches. Anything to get the damage off on Muck. Poison jabs will add up over the snarls, but Muck will get to the moves faster. The Sludge Wave comes through and takes out Skuntank. So Muck can come in. Muck can take anything really at this range from an opposing Muck. Muck then just, so here we go, Rocket throwing Dark Pulse just to get rid of his opponent's Muck. And in comes Noctowl. Sludge Wave into Noctowl. And then he will get to the Dark Pulse before Noctowl can throw a move. And that'll leave Noctowl on about 1 HP. Swap in Frostlass, use the shield on the Sky Attack, gets a little bit of energy. In comes Azu. At this point, you're going to be outpacing Azu, so there's no point to not throwing Shadow Balls. First one goes through, put up the shield to block the player off. You get to the second Shadow Ball, try and force it as a CMP tie. Gets the shield, and then one Powder Snow off the Avalanche, and the player off will come through and take out Frostlass. And then Muck has no energy in the back, and that's a beautiful sack swap. Right on the Sludge Wave. That is a beautiful sack swap by his opponent that won in that match. Oh my god. So game 2, we've Frostlass into Noctowl. It's a positive matchup for the Frostlass. In comes Azu and is met with Skuntank. And as you can see, the poison jabs are just chunking away at Azu. So through with the Sludge Bomb, and the Sludge Bomb gets let through. His opponent thinking it's Crunch Bait. So at this point, Skuntank can let through the Hydro Pump and leave Azu on 1 HP. So Frostlass can come in and farm, and just before Azu gets to the move, it gets farmed down. So plenty of energy on Frostlass. You can start throwing avalanches here at the load of Muck just after coming in. So Muck takes the first one, and then puts the shield up for the second one. I presume we'll shield the third one here also. Does indeed. And then in comes Frostlass, in comes Muck to meet the Muck. Eats Sludge Wave and meets Noctowl. So Muck now with 2 shields here versus Noctowl with none. A lot of work left for Muck to do still. Dark Pulse is going to chunk away at Noctowl. No shield on this, so Muck opts to let it go down. Then comes Frostlass, and I presume here it plays the double shield of Frostlass. Farm as much as you can off of Noctowl, and yeah, so just before the 100 energy cap, throw the avalanche, and you get to the second avalanche to take out Muck with the shield to spare as a safety net in case the Muck had energy coming back in. And moving on to game 3 of round 5, the deciding game of this set. You've been Muck swap in to meet the Skuntank. So again, Dark Poison is Dark Poison. Neither are going to do too much damage to each other. But then as you can see, the game kind of starting to be broken. So Muck eats the charge move there and will eat the second one here. Unless he decides to put up a shield to block. It does not. No shield on this end either, as the Sludge Wave comes through. But again, with the 1 HP, potentially that shield is worth switch advantage, but Frostlass can come in and just get that little bit of energy and can meet Azu. Again, even shields, a little bit of energy advantage into the Azu. It's a decent matchup for Frostlass. Just start throwing Shadow Balls. So Frostlass uses the shield to block the player up here, and swaps in Muck and it met with Noctowl minus the shield. And Sky Attack is going to do a chunk of damage. Muck goes for the Sludge Wave here. Can you get to the Dark Pulse? He can. This is going to be close. Noctowl, let's go through. So if Azu with half health and 2 shields is able to bubble down the muck, and then Frostlass comes in, and at this point, shield here, but with 2 shields, Azu's realistically shielding everything. So you're just trying your best to get as much off as you can. There's 1 avalanche, and Azu can get the charge move off before Frostlass control, and that'll be the set to Bertie Pro. So moving into round 6, and Lloydie is the opponent. So you have Frostlass into Bronzong as the lead, just going straight Shadow Ball, trying to catch the Bronzong out, and it does. And Bronzong here is probably going for a Psyshock, and Frostlass can take that reasonably well to a point where it can farm, and it can throw this avalanche on Muck as Muck comes in, trying to get the Snarl to KO the Frostlass. So Frostlass grabs the shield, and then Skuntank can get swapped in to a relatively safe matchup. Again, we've seen this matchup play out countless times today. They're both going to chunk away at each other, but again, you know, they're both resisting all the moves. So Skuntank grabs a shield, so all of a sudden now you're up 2 shields here. Just nice, another bit of chip damage on Muck. Again, up 2 shields, you decide to let Skuntank go here. Dark Pulse is going to do enough. You can swap in your own Muck, and at this point, again, you don't really have to shield what's being thrown yet. You can just snarl down, with the potential to throw the move if you wish, and swap in Noctowl to eat Dark Pulse from full health. And our best friend Weak Connection makes an appearance as Muck gets the Sludge Wave before Noctowl can throw Sky Attack. And that'll put Noctowl at very low health. And at this point, Muck can use one of the 2 shields and snarl down, get a nice bit of energy built up. Muck can come back in. We're going to see the second shield here. We are. Shields the Dark Pulse, and then gets the Dark Pulse himself, throws it to KO the Muck, and then in comes Bronzong, which goes down to a Snarl. So into the second game, and we have a Frostlass mirror lead, both running Powder Snow. It's a question of who's going to flinch on the shields first. We'll see if it's a true CMP or not here in a second. I don't know yet, because he got 1 Powder Snow through in between, so it may not have been a true CMP. Frostlass throwing the Avalanche, so he's behind on energy. Throws up the second shield to eat the Shadow Ball. Builds up a little bit more. His opponent swaps in Muck, and Muck is met with Skuntank. So again, Skuntank this time now down a shield against Muck, rather than the usual situation where it was even shields or even up shields as we've seen today. But again, Skuntank can eat the first Sludge Wave, get off 2 crunches, and then go down more than likely. And yeah, there we go. Eats a Sludge Wave, gets off 2 crunches, and will probably be hit with a move just before Muck goes down. In comes a Sludge Wave, and now Muck with 1 HP and very little energy, if any at all. Gets snarled down, or not. Can swap out into the Frostlass. Frostlass here is going to throw an Avalanche into Muck. Muck throws the Dark Pulse. That'll take the Frostlass. And then in comes Noctowl. So Frostlass can come back in to meet Noctowl and just start spamming Avalanche as much as possible. Takes the first shield, or the final shield, and gets another Avalanche off before Noctowl can even really think. And these Powder Snows add up. But Noctowl can get to the Sky Attack, and Muck is on low energy and HP in the back. So down goes Frostlass. And then in comes Muck, and it's a race to the charge move. His opponent sack swaps them up but doesn't catch the move. And that'll give the game to LurganRocket. So moving into game 3. And you again have a Frostlass mirror lead. Again, I don't think it's been made clear as to who wins through CMP between the two. And again, Rocket just over farming slightly here this time. So his opponent threw Avalanche in the last game, throws Shadow Ball in this game. Shield goes up, so it's all good. And Shadow Ball in return. And Shield goes up to meet that too. And then throws the Avalanche as he hits Shadow Ball. And it grabs the second shield. He gets another Powder Snow through. Decides to not shield, and it's a Shadow Ball, so Frostlass goes down. He's up the shield, but Frostlass has a lot of health. So Muck is going to have to eat an Avalanche here, which isn't going to be tasty. So in comes his opponent's Muck, and that's met with Toxicroak. So again, with the shield advantage here, Toxicroak just eats the charge move. Build up a little bit of energy, throw the Mud Bomb. Again, you have the shield just in case you get your timings wrong. But again, at this high level, round 6, you're already 4-1 coming into it. Everyone's a top tier battler. And throw off the Mud Bomb here to take out the Frostlass before it can do any more damage. And then Noctowl comes in the back, farms down the Toxicroak. And Muck can come in with the Sludge Wave. Again, not quite doing enough damage to Noctowl. Can get to the Dark Pulse though with the shield in hand. And then Noctowl packing. So moving into the final round at 5-1, hoping for a chance to get a tie. So you have Frostlass into Munchlax's lead. The Avalanche goes through onto Munchlax. In comes Toxicroak to clean up the Munchlax. Will take a body slam. It's going to tickle. It's probably a second one coming. Toxicroak should just live on 1 HP if it's good IVs. 1 HP it is. And then in comes Hypno and he gets the Mud Bomb off before the confusion goes through. So at this point, I suppose they both have good matchups against Hypno. Muck with a slightly better matchup. So again, you can take the first move here. It's going to be a punch. They're not going to throw Shadow Ball into Muck. So you can farm up to just shy of the double Dark Pulse and let Muck do what Muck does. Takes out Hypno. So then in comes Skuntank. And Muck is just going for Sludge Waves. Does a good chunk. And then in comes Frostlass. Munchlax tries to come in as a sack swap. Doesn't work. And then Frostlass now with all this energy is just the slight energy advantage. Being on even shields, Frostlass should be coming out of this matchup with the Skuntank alive. With the Skuntank dead to rights. So you can let this one through because you have Pokemon in the back to deal with it. And Muck with the shield. Gets to the Dark Pulse before Skuntank can get rid of it. Moving into game 2, it's Frostlass into Hypno lead. Again, another positive matchup for Frostlass. Can get to Shadow Ball very, very quickly with Powder Snow, and it's a great bait game. Swap out into Skuntank to eat the Thunder Punch, and that's met with the opposing Skuntank. So Skuntank eats a crunch and just charges up a little bit over to about a crunch and a half and starts spamming. And gets the second crunch off just before the opponent's Skuntank will get to the second crunch. and grabs a shield. Interesting. So the abundant value and switch advantage and just farming down. So now at this point, you can come in with muck. You can eat whatever move is thrown first. And then they'll swap out into Munchlax. Okay. So the lick is going to be chunking away. Letting through that isn't an ideal scenario. Frostlass can come in and just spam avalanches at this point. 2 shields up. The avalanches will just keep going through. Down goes Munchlax. In comes Hypno. Frostlass will get the Shadow Ball before Hypno throws a move. Again, does a lot of damage to Hypno. Muck can come in, snarl down. And then this Skuntank in the back doesn't have a hope when Muck has the shield to hand. And Muck gets the Dark Pulse, and that'll be enough to KO Skuntank. So moving into the final game of the final set, and it's Skuntank into Munchlax lead. And just farming up to just over the crunch again. Throws the crunch. Again, it's probably going to be a body slam from the Munchlax. Let through. Second body slam. It's going to leave Skuntank low. It doesn't KO. Yeah, so 1 or 2 licks at the end. But Toxicroak can come in to clean up crew out of 5. In comes Hypno, and that's met with Frostlass, and then the counter swap to Skuntank. So again, it's an even enough matchup with these two, but it leaves the Hypno Toxicroak matchup in the back. Again, just spamming avalanches as much as possible. And with the switch clock coming up, put up that shield to shield the crunch. Farm 1 or 2 more while you can off the resist to poison jabs. Get the avalanche off. And then go for the avalanche into Hypno. Possibly might have got to the Shadow Ball. Especially with a sack swap. So yeah. Undercharged Thunder Punch. He would have got to the Sludge Bomb. Oh, he threw the Mud Bomb. He had the Sludge Bomb, which would have done it. But Hypno has the energy here to get to the Thunder Punch. Yeah. In the end, it doesn't matter. He took the first 2 games of the set and finishes the tournament 6-1. Well played, LurganRockets. If you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe for more Silph Arena and Go Battle League content. Thank you.